So, you know how things in like the universe, you know, they work in mysterious ways. So you of course have seen the video of me putting together my gaming computer, you know, using guts from different PCs I had laying around and etc. So this is the processor, a motherboard, you know, pretty much everything other than like a few adapters I had to get, and of course like the power supply in the case. Well, I was expecting to use that setup for months, like honestly, for months, until I decided to be like, hey, you know what? It's time for an upgrade. It's time to put more brand new parts into it and stuff like that. So I just helped build my brother-in-law his gaming computer, and there was a video on that as well. You know, all was going good. We went back today, like as I'm recording this, for him to get a 1440p monitor because he really needed a monitor because he was just using a old TV, like I forgot what size it was, maybe like a 22-inch TV or something like that. And as we were going in there, I was like, you know what? Should I just buy the stuff I need? You know, I was kind of going back and forth, like, should I not, that type of thing. You know, because I had the money. You know, I've been saving, we've been paying things off, you know, stuff like that, like getting our things together. You know, so it's not necessarily even a bad thing because also I can get my money back with selling, like, for example, the HP that I have right behind me, putting all the stuff back into it, which, like, its processor, stuff like that. Sorry, the AC just kicked on. But yeah, so yeah. So yeah, now we're really gonna have ourselves a build. And I still haven't got my new GPU as of today. FedEx dropped the ball on that. That's gonna be a tomorrow thing, which is okay. So yeah, we're gonna be really finishing off this build for a while now. Like there's nothing else I really need at this point. All right, so I realized that I suck like hella when it comes to how much footage I've had. Like I didn't really do a good job like organizing the clips that I had and whatnot. But the computer has been working perfectly fine. Like no issues really with it at all, other than there's weird times where the rear fan and the front 3 fans do not turn on, where I have to like kind of literally turn the PC off and turn it on like until it does it. Like I'm not too sure exactly what the cause of it is. The CPU fan always turns on. It's just, again, the rear fan of the case and the front fans. RGB doesn't work. I did purchase an adapter or a controller which will allow me to be able to utilize the RGB with this motherboard setup, since there's not a designated RGB header on it. But other than that, it's been pretty much perfectly fine. Like the temperatures have been quite nice. I do have one clip of me playing Fortnite just to show an example of how it does. So I was able to get Fortnite running pretty well on medium settings when doing my testing. So on average, I was doing around 100 or so frames per second. I think the highest I saw was like 120 or something like that. I am playing against bots for whatever reason, probably because I actually never played Fortnite on this account, and you know, they wanted to make sure they take it easy on me or whatever. But playing on medium was perfectly fine. Again, this setup was using the GTX 750 Ti, which I do not have anymore. But nonetheless, this setup was perfectly fine for the needs I needed it for at the time. All right, I actually was able to get some GTA 5 footage as well. This has been a long while since I did do this recording, but I'm quite sure this was done on low settings. I was averaging around 130 frames per second or so, which is definitely, of course, playable. You know, and the graphics were still decent in my opinion, but again, had to put it on low if I'm not mistaken. If it wasn't on low, it was definitely on medium, not high. But then again, very much playable. And a great experience nonetheless. And again, I suck. I didn't get any other footage of me like playing Warzone, for example, and etc. But I plan on upgrading the computer's internals like very, very, very soon, like probably the next few minutes. But all right, so nonetheless, we're about to go upstairs in my wife's craft room, whatever, because that's kind of like the best room where there's like space on the floor. I don't want to do it in the basement, especially when the AC unit keeps getting kicked on outside, and the furnace noise is just really bad. And I do apologize for all those videos I've done that had experienced the furnace making a loud freaking noise in the background. But again, it's been hot, okay? It's the summertime. I apologize. But yeah, without further ado, let's get started and get this upgrade on the way. Well, all right, so we are going to be, fortunately and unfortunately, taking everything out. Well, when I mean by everything, I don't need to take out the power supply or anything like that. I just have to take out the motherboard. And then mount the other one. So I really don't have to do too much like taking out of anything really. I think I have everything like ready and willing to go. I mean, I have a few adapters in here, like a USB 3.0 to 2.0 adapter, because this motherboard wasn't compatible with the USB 3.0 ports in the front. So again, this shouldn't hopefully take too long, but yeah, it's gonna be a process. All right, time for the motherboard. Right, here it is. Nice, black SATA ports. I actually preferred these because I'm technically trying to go for like a black build. Like it was kind of just like decided, like out of nowhere, because yeah, I want RGB, but that's not my goal, if that makes sense. All right, so we're going to first install the RAM. All right, so these are two 8 DDR4 RAM sticks, and they're 3200 megahertz. All right, so time for the Ryzen 5 3600. All right, here's the Ryzen 5. All right, so we need to lift this lever up, line it up with the arrow indicator, as well as on the processor, and gently put it in place. Sorry for my dog barking. All right, it's in place. All right, we're going with the AMD Wraith cooler, which is pretty much the standard cooler that the processor comes with. Line it up. Okay, all right, that's in place. That plugged in to the motherboard, like so. All right, now funny story, I was supposed to get my GPU today. I used to have a GTX 750 Ti, but that was given to my brother-in-law today for his build. But I'm getting an ASUS ROG STRIX 1650, but FedEx kind of dropped the ball today, so we're going with a GT 710 in its place until I get that tomorrow. And I unfortunately don't have a normal size bracket for it, so it's going to be kind of just chilling there, but it should stay in place. All right, so now this is ready to go into the case. Don't you love when you injure yourself? You know, I injured myself like a mofo trying to get this plate out. Bent my nail back a little bit, so started like bleeding on the inside. You know, typical stuff. Make sure my cords are all sticking out. I'm gonna have to reroute cords because, of course, they're probably in different spots on this motherboard compared to the old one. All right, for today, this is done. Again, just this until I get my graphics card tomorrow, and then obviously the GT 710 will be out of here. But yeah, we are done. I do need to get extensions for this power cable especially. I really can't do much about this and these two power cables as of right now until I get extenders. So, but other than that, yeah, we're going to go plug this in and look at all of it in its glory. Oh yeah, looking mighty fine.